The wind is blowing so hard. I'm at Dutch Bros. Thank you.
Alrighty, have a good one.
Okay, we're live. Hey chat. I waited a million years, and I'll wait a million more for you. Okay, let me not grab it on my shirt. Honestly, I get so happy to be here in front of you guys. This is an occasion and I look forward to it. You think you just clicked on a YouTube video? Well, it's way more to me, and that's what matters. You guys, I'm starting to love my smile. I used to be ashamed of my smile. Someone once said my teeth were yellow. I'm telling y'all tea. Last time we talked about love, but today I want to talk about forgiveness. I do have my Bible present. I never thought like if I was ever given a platform, I would take this Bible with me, but I think that's the whole point. The Bible has been through a lot, tears, a lot. I know I need a new Bible, but at the same time, I'm grateful that this Bible is like at least coming to light to show my relationship with God was not perfect and never really for the aesthetics. It was real. It was my high, my low. It was everything to me. And it still is. If y'all didn't see it earlier, no free promo. This is what I'm sipping on though. Let me cover it a little bit. I don't know why people really drink coffee because it's bitter or you gotta hope it tastes good. We hear God forgives us every day, so we should forgive our neighbors or love their neighbor as yourself, or who are you to judge someone else because you yourself are imperfect. We hear that. Even just letting go, we're told to let go so new things can come in, the law of exchange. Let go because it's in the past. Let go because you've changed. We hear a lot of stuff about letting go also, but I want to talk about forgiving yourself. I'm someone in the past who's always forgiven other people easily, not even on purpose but instinctively. I'll forget how they hurt me and I will just give them chance and chance again, even though I recognize forgiveness does not require reconnection. This certain situation, I was vulnerable and the person hurt me. I understood that them hurting me had absolutely nothing to do with me. They were gonna hurt whoever it was, whether it was me or someone else. That's who they are. I don't know if that's who they will always be. I just know that I was hurt deeply. I feel like I played a part in that too. Not intentionally, but I did. And I would be lying if I came up here and took no accountability for my boundaries that I crossed, because I did cross my own boundaries. I did go out of my way to let more than enough slide. The truth is, I could not forgive myself for doing that. I believe my whole life I've held myself to a standard, not just because I'm someone that instantly knew their worth. I fought so hard for my boundaries. I fought so hard for my space. I fought so hard for my value within myself. To be vulnerable and someone take advantage of that was just so gut punching. I've gone my whole life, never had a boyfriend, never had a first kiss, never hugged, never nothing with a dude, and I took so much pride in that. Y'all don't even understand. Like, I took so much pride in that. I was like, I don't know how y'all be so delusional over these dudes. They're not nothing. They just want you for your body. Like, I was so convinced I was Miss Untouchable, and I still am, but it was just like I needed to be humbled for sure. So I'm not mad at God for any of this. And they say God can only put you through what he thinks you can handle. I believe that. I just don't think I deserve half the stuff I be going through. Or just in general, I thought I went through all I needed to go through in life at such a young age and nothing else should happen to me. And I don't deserve that. But I remember October last year, 2025, I begged God for humility. And in meeting this dude, I believed all the times I was vulnerable and I was letting my guard down slowly but surely with him was me learning humility, that forgiving him or being patient on the relationship or thinking that we could build something was me honestly practicing humility. But firstly, because it was new does not mean it was right, does not mean it was from God. I was not as close with God as I should have been while meeting him. I didn't have any discernment during it. I did pray him out my life so many times. You know, the prayer you do, like, God, if it's not for me, like, let it leave. That didn't happen. So I just was like accepting it and going with it. I went with a lot of it, so much, like, blindly. I'm not mad that I trusted in who I thought he was. I was just mad of how far it went. For God to give me a reality check right before I'm about to fully be alone and independent in my life. All you've been flexing and all the pride you've taken in this one thing. I was put in the exact same situation that I would judge people for, and I acted just like they did. And the shame in that, you know, the shame in letting my guard down and being taken advantage of. I'm not even feeling like I could tell anybody. And for the longest, when I was taken advantage of, like, I really was angry at the person. Like, I remember weeks after, I would just keep thinking about the situation. Like, I hate, mind you, hate is a word I would always say no one should use. Like, hate is super strong, but I would say constantly, I hate that dude with a passion. I would say repeatedly, like, I hate him with a passion. Whenever I get flashbacks of the situation itself, like, I would literally say I hate him with a passion. It did take a long time to realize, no, you're just angry at yourself. The first stages of realizing I was angry at myself was going through the motions of my anger with him. What exactly are you mad at? That he acted like any other dude would? Are you mad you fell for it? Are you mad that he told you a lie and you believed it? Like, what part are you mad at? And it all led back to me. I'm mad that I had something to do with what he did. You know, I'm mad I played a role in it. I asked myself something so serious, right? If you're so angry at him, if the worst that can happen to a human being, and that would be for a human being to lose their life, would you now feel better about the situation if he was no longer alive? Because I remember saying, like, as long as he's here or as long as he's alive, I just will never be satisfied. So if worst came to worst happened to him, would you still feel better? And I was like, no, that wouldn't change the situation. That wouldn't fix any hurt he caused me. And that was where it was right there. It was me. It wasn't about if he even ever apologized. It wasn't about if the worst thing ever happened to him. It was within me. I couldn't forgive myself. I would never be able to forgive him. Or I would never be able to even face the situation for what it really was if I couldn't take accountability. I did recognize, like, some accountability had to be taken on somebody's end, because I believe for a situation to really die, someone has to apologize and take accountability. And sometimes I've accepted in the past I would never get an apology from that person, or sometimes I have gotten the apology and moved right on, or sometimes I have gotten the apology and still, like, grieved what I thought the situation was or who I thought they were. But this one, I realized, like, no, you're just mad at yourself. You're mad that it didn't go how you wanted, but you're also mad you sacrificed your time. You're mad you sacrificed yourself. You're mad you sacrificed your value. You're mad you crossed your own boundaries, and that's understandable. But now it wasn't a matter of God forgive me. I knew God knew my heart. I knew the hurt that he caused me wasn't targeted towards me. I knew God loved me. But now it was a matter of me forgiving myself. And the process of forgiving yourself is also very, very hard. And no one says that. It is hard. You can recognize, oh, I need to forgive myself. But, like, well, now what are we going to do to make sure you forgive yourself? What are we going to do to work towards that? I remember watching a podcast. I forgot what her name is, but she's a businesswoman. She interviews other people about business. And she was interviewing this. Her name is Ross. She's a curly head, light skin, really pretty woman. She acts. She was in the show Girlfriends. And her mom was also, like, a musician or actress or something like that. And she was just talking about, like, being a grown woman and singleness and independence and, like, growing up and all the things she did to bound herself and who she was and her boundaries. She was basically saying how in the past she had to learn discipline through writing things down, either journaling or on her hand and repeating it back to herself. I remember that, so I wrote something down on my hand instantly, or even just a couple times before I started realizing to, like, write stuff on my hand again, so I can remember. It was, I forgive you, because spiritual warfare is realizing your thoughts are not really 100% yours sometimes. I'm a big believer that you can think something and you can do it. Whatever you can think and you believe truly, you can do it completely. But that can also be negative, and some thoughts can also not be yours, and that's why people sometimes struggle with less in their head before it comes to fruition in their actions. So if you can think something, you're capable, and that can be evil or good. And sometimes the devil can attack you through your thoughts because it really all starts in your head before you speak it out. Then, after you speak it out, before you actually do it. So, my thoughts have been getting attacked weeks before when I was trying to get over the situation. So, it wasn't just even praying against the intrusive thoughts of getting flashbacks of how I felt helpless and taken advantage of. It was also now fighting against that, because whatever you are not fighting against or you're not changing, you're choosing. That is really true. For me to have always let those intrusive thoughts come in, and all I would be able to say was, I hate that dude with a passion, is crazy, rather than letting the love and grace of God inside of me pray against that and say, I rebuke you, devil. I know this is your work, and I forgive myself, and God loves me and he forgives me. But a big reminder and grace is shown upon me on a daily basis where I forgive myself. And you keep saying that to yourself till you believe it, because God forgives you and he loves you. So how many more floggings does he have to take for you to forgive yourself? Does he need to get on the cross again for you to realize that he really loves you? Does he need to prove it? What else does he need to do to show you, I love you and I choose you, so I need you to choose yourself? And it was already one thing where I know there was nothing wrong with me. I knew him hurting me had nothing to do with how pretty I was or me smiling or anything I had said. It had everything to do with him, and I understood that. But now within myself, I need to forgive myself. And when you live your whole life being your biggest critique, you see in movies how people mess up and they hit on themselves and they're just like, I'm so stupid, and they speak so negatively on themselves. I didn't have to do that, but that was surely what I was doing to myself emotionally. You couldn't see on the outside how much I was beating myself up about the situation, but I was doing it to myself emotionally, and it kept me down for a hot minute. Not depressed, nothing, just internalizing so much anger and hate towards someone that I couldn't even see anymore. So then it was just a reflection in the mirror, like, it's really how you feel about yourself. And that's not a good way to live. I don't know how long this will be, but I don't think anyone talks that much about forgiving yourself. I hope at least something I said helped someone. I'll probably put a verse in some part of this video. I've told this story to like 2-3 different people over and over, gone into like the vulgar details to just show how deeply it really was. But now I can come on here and speak on it in a more healed version, which I'm really proud of. It's my birthday month, y'all. Life has been good. God has been good to me. His grace, y'all. I'm really learning grace. And I think when I fully learn grace, I'll come back on here and finish our last topic about love. I've always struggled with literally like holding other people to such a high standard and trying to call people's bluffs and trying to critique and do a whole lot of not minding my business and investigating other people's lives. But I had to learn humility to stop having that view of life towards others. Humility was so important. Forgiving myself was so important. God humbling me was so important, because I seriously did go about my life like thinking I'm better than other people, selfishly in the littlest of ways, and I really wasn't at all. Like I said, I don't think it was a matter of like thinking people weren't capable of hurting me. I just thought I wasn't someone that deserved to be hurt. So why would anyone go out of their way to hurt me? But we're not deserving of any special treatment from anyone. We actually deserve nothing. God deserves everything. To truly learn that we're not our own gods, we're not in control of our own lives. I used to think my first boyfriend would be my first kiss, and then my first kiss would be my first husband, and everything would just be in line and be all perfect. And I think I took way too much pride in that, seriously, and that's why God had to show me maybe my first boyfriend or my first kiss won't be my first husband, and that's okay. Where I was wrong at was taking that view of life that if you didn't have it perfect, then you weren't deserving of it at all, or I was better than you in some way. And he had to teach me, no, like, anything can really happen to you too. You're not above anyone else. You're not bigger than the program. You're not above anything. I choose what to give to you. I give the gifts. I'm the gift giver. I choose how this is going to go. Part of me did think I was in control of my life. For all the boundaries I let get crossed and the lack of discernment was a gift God gave to me, and that was hindered or like lessened in this situation, shows that maybe if I was closer to God at that time, maybe my discernment would have been better, or maybe I would have been able to handle the situation with more confidence that I couldn't in the past. It did happen for a reason. God works in beautiful ways. I will dive in more into my word. I will learn better habits. I am on a break from school, so that's been working really well for me. I have more time on my hands, and I would be a fool to not use it wisely, because not only am I now entering a new age in time, but I'm about to graduate, and if I don't lock in after graduation, thinking moving to a new place or a new location will change all the discipline I still lack and discernment would be really delusional. Now that would be delusional, to think you moving to one place will change everything. I'm kind of done with this conversation. I will go do more alone grounding work, and I will talk to you guys next time.